It's Wednesday, June 26th. I'm gonna do a little freezer situation update, and I'm mainly recording this for insurance purposes. So I don't know if I'm gonna put this in the vlog or a standoff video. However, as you can see, it's scarily quiet in here. The freezer units are not running. It's still 25 degrees in here right now, but I think it's gonna go up about 5-10 degrees an hour. We are no meat in here, all the meat's out. I'll show you the reefer trailers later. Guys are gonna come and clean the whole freezer tomorrow, spray everything, and then he's gonna come on Friday and do the foam, and then we can turn the freezer back on, hopefully with better insulation, and be okay. Thankfully, the insurance is covering the freezer replacement unit cost. The only issue is it's gonna take me a little while to get that money. I can put everything on the credit card. The bigger problem is all the HVAC guys are really busy, and I'm gonna have to see what happens. So I'm trying to shop around, get the best price, not go crazy. Even though it's covered by insurance, you know, this first half of the insurance payment I already have to spend to pay back all the repairs I just did. So we're still not in a great spot, but at least the insurance is covering most of it. So we have the freezer all emptied out. I would say a good 2 days of work for like 5 guys. It took us to get all that meat organized and get it ready to take out. Yeah, that was all we really did today. We sent the rest of the orders Wednesday morning, got all of them ready, and we're gonna try to do this kind of seamlessly so anyone placing an order doesn't even know what happens. You guys know what happens as you're watching the video, but we rented a forklift. It's like $1,000 a month, which in the context of how much money I hemorrhage on my business, not that big of a deal. We had to get this to load the reefer trailers up with the meat. So this is the second one that we got.
That's bad.
0 degrees is what I like to see. I'm actually paying my guys to check on it every 3-4 hours because they live right up the street. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? So they're gonna come every 3 or 4 hours and just make sure the engines are running on the reefers. And if there is an issue, they can call up the service company, 24-hour truck service. This is a swing door, so you know if you have to open the doors away from the dock to back it up to the loading dock, because you can't open the doors of the truck while it's against the building. So what we did here was we opened up the doors and I took the pallets from that dock with the forklift and put them on this truck. I mean, there were like 15 pallets. I was driving that thing for an hour and it's like 90 degrees out, so I was not having any fun. So I'm hoping that when we have to put the meat back in the freezer on Saturday or whenever, that we can get the guy to back this up to the dock so we can just wheel the pallets out, but I'm not sure if that's gonna happen. This is the second reefer that we've had since last week. This one is at 4 degrees, so still cooling off a little bit, but today was really hot, so.
Would you trust Frank to properly operate a forklift? Assuming those are new fork trucks, Frank must be rolling in the dough.
Those are not new forklifts, and I think he rents them. I'm pretty sure, or no, I think he got, I think the forklift came with the property. They, yeah, I think they left the forklifts there, and they just came with the warehouse. I would not trust Frank to operate a forklift. I don't think he's forklift certified, and he's also a fucking retard. So I'd be very nervous around Frank with a, like, 3-4 ton fucking forklift. Thanks for the donation, James.
Both reefers are running, both appear to be operating good. This one is backed right up to the building, so we can actually take meat in and out of there if we wanted to. Now we're renting 2 of these, which is $100 a day in rental fees, probably $100 in gas, maybe more, and then probably I think he charges me for the engine hours too, and they're on continuous, so I think it's probably $300 to $400 a day just for renting these. So, oh, and that doesn't include the fee for getting them them here and back is $400 each. So it's a lot of money. Hopefully after we resolve all this, maybe I send this bill to the insurance company and they'll cover that too. But since they cover so much, I'm not really as worried about whether they're paying for this or not. Because I have we have an oil company coming every to fill this up with diesel. It's super, super expensive.
Please, for the love of fuck, I hope these refrigerator units break down in like a heat wave. All his meat goes bad, and bye-bye Frank's fucking meat business. That'd be great.
That's what we have to do. So hopefully when we get this spray foamed and we turn those other freezer units back on, the problem is I'm not going to be okay in there until we get another unit installed. And I don't know when that's going to happen, because as I was saying earlier, all these HVAC guys in this heat wave are so busy, they don't really have time to do new installations because they're busy saving their current customers, oh, my freezer went down, oh, this, oh, that. They have a lot of emergency situations, whereas I guess I'm okay. It's not like, we have reefers here, the meat's on the reefer. Hypothetically speaking, I'm 100% perfectly fine. The meat is on a reefer, it's safe. Granted, my luck is the reefer fails, but that's the thing. We hypothetically have perfectly operating systems to keep the meat cold, aka the reefer trucks. So compared to someone that has an emergency that doesn't have a reefer truck or didn't rent a reefer truck, that's probably what these HVAC guys are focusing on. So first goal, get this spray foamed. And honestly, the freezer panels are old. My guy is telling me I'm losing a lot of cold air because of that. So we'll see if the $13,000 to spray foam this is worth it. Because
did Frank even do a walkthrough before signing the lease?
I'm not sure if he did. Yeah, I'm really not sure. It's kind of weird. I don't even know if he's signing a lease, honestly. I think he might have actually bought the building. I can't even remember. But it is kind of weird how he got this building with all faulty HVAC units. Thanks for that.
Last one, I promise.
Sanctuary.
Because most other companies wanted $30,000. This was, if it was more than 20, I would not have done it, 100%. But we're in this building for now. I don't know how long I'm going to be here. Probably at least a few years. Who knows? And then even if I do resell the building, everything's going to be up and functioning. So.
Is that store a fire trap? I would be curious to know the state of his electrical system.
I think when he moved in, he got a loan from the bank to fix up the store, so clean everything, fix some of the electrical stuff. But I don't know. I would love to see Frank burnt alive in that building. I'd love to see it. Thanks for that donation, though, James.
Once we get this spray foamed, we got to get another freezer unit installed, probably evaporators on that wall. These two units have to be fixed. We have to put new heating coils in the evaporator on the left. This is the old reliable one that I might replace later this year, just to get a new one in. And these are the broken evaporators, and this is kind of, it's difficult to know what to do. And I'll get a little technical and not as entertaining here, but that the compressor is a unit, the most expensive unit inside the condenser. The condenser is the name for the entire outdoor freezer unit box thing. That big metal box that has everything in it, the fans and the compressor, it's called a condenser. So that condenser outside is so old that the replacement.
So, Frank does own the store.
I think so. I'm pretty sure he does. Thanks for the donation, James.
Replacement compressor is like 12 or 13,000 because they don't really have them anymore. So there's no real point of replacing the compressor because the condensing the whole unit is cheaper. It's the same price. It'd be the same price to put a new unit in outside as it would to be to swap the compressor. So we know what to do outside. The problem is that condenser that you put in has to match these. They're called evaporators. So one of those is older, one of those is actually newer. The old
I'm pretty sure the condenser does not need to match the evaporator. They're just, it's literally just like a fluid pipe. So I don't think they need to match.
The one on the right has a slight leak on the top of it. So then the question is, okay, well, you have all this line work in place. I guess you should just take out everything and put in all new stuff. However, those evaporators right now are hooked up to another condensing unit on the roof that was used for that glass walk-in door. I told you guys about this last week. So it's kind of saving our freezer. So I'm not really sure how we're going to transition this. I don't know how we're going to do it, because if I spray foam this and I get the meat back in the freezer on Saturday to resume business operate, because I can't operate the business out of a reefer trailer. I can't. If I had 3 reefer trailers, maybe I could. Like if I had another reefer trailer with a rolling door and I put it on the dock and we organized the meat better in the reefer trailers, maybe I.
Let me see. Does a evaporator need to, I don't know, wait, evaporator condenser compatibility. Most manufacturers specify that if you replace either the evaporator coil or condenser coil, it must be the same size. Okay, that's just the coil. Because manufacturers specifically designed both coils to work synergistically. So apparently the coils have to be the same size, but you can mismatch, you can mismatch brands.
I could operate the business, but that's not feasible. So we're gonna have to we're just gonna have to put the meat back in here on Saturday, hope it gets to cold temperature, and then from an install perspective, I guess we just try to get everything installed and then do a swap over as quickly as possible. But once this is foamed and we have a brand new unit
I had a mini debate
in here, then basically nothing can go wrong, you know? So the purpose of me filming this for insurance is, hey, we got the reefers, we got all the meat in the reefers, we're spray foaming this to re-insulate it so that the current situation when we put the meat back in is safer. We're trying to get everything fixed and we're gonna try to get a new unit as soon as possible. But I'll say it again, until we get a new condensing unit installed and new evaporators installed, I mean, honestly, that one new unit is would probably do more chilling than all 3 of these units combined. So that's kind of what we need to do to be in a safe spot. And then once that happens, then I can worry about, oh, do I want to replace this? Do I want to replace that? Probably not. Just let it go. That's the minimum. Just get the new unit in, have the freezer spray foam. Should be good for all of the rest of the duration I need to be here. That's basically it. And one other thing we're going to do that I guess isn't as, not really a priority, but on this wall here, we're going to move.
My home HVAC system is a Daikin communicating system. Should be available commercially. If I had been Frank, I would have had that system completely replaced.
Well, it sounds like they're replacing his refrigeration system completely. Sounds like that's what he's doing. Thanks for the donation, James.
So we have the new hood for the kitchen vents. That fan next to it, which is not being used right now, was the old vent. So we're going to take that fan that's not being used, put it on the wall here, and then we can have this meat room chilled. Because the coolers for this meat room...
Okay, What does an evaporator look like?
He showed the evaporators in in the fridge. Those are the evaporators. Thanks for the donation, James.
Have this meat room chilled because the coolers for this meat room here are hooked up to like this old refrigeration rack that requires about $6,000-$7,000 worth of gas in it to operate, and it's way too big to operate anyway. It'd probably kill my electric bill. So instead of having to spend, $6,000-$7,000 in gas and $500 a month on the electric bill just to cool this room, spend just a few $100 to move that fan over there in the wall and then turn it on and off, and then we have cold air coming from the freezer to chill this room. But of course, the freezer has to be safe and running and know we have plenty of cold air in there to even do that. It's out of the question right now. So we're gonna get this set up a little nicer for what we want to do, and that should be that. So these next few weeks are gonna be I guess a little frustrating. And I'll say it probably, I sound like a broken record repeating myself, but this is, it's the work with these heat waves and not having these HVAC guys do this. I'm just in a really bad spot. Those guys really took their time to help me try to get that second unit out there up and running. And they didn't really have the time to commit to it, to really troubleshoot it and fix it. And by the time we found out that the compressor needed to be swapped, I was like, let me shop around a few weeks, let me explore my options. And as I was exploring my options, I actually filed the insurance claim at that point. I was like, all right, this needs to be replaced. We need to fix this. I'm screwed. I can't afford this. Then, because I already filed the insurance claim and I knew that the unit had to be replaced before the emergency even happened. Before the other freezer units failed, I already had the insurance claim filed because I knew it was broken and needed to be replaced. Unfortunately, the heat waves came and then we had all these issues. So, yeah, this freezer, all these glass doors here, I guess like a little flip, doing acrobatics with my phone. That condensing unit that was used for this freezer is piped over to that freezer to kind of save it. So we'll see what happens.
That reroute could be expensive.
Yeah, well, Frank says his insurance company is covering the bill. Thanks for the donation, James.
I'm just trying to just save as much money as possible, and because if I don't, my goal is to provide you guys with affordable stuff and help as many people as possible. So unfortunately, the grim reality of what I have to do is basically get as much money as possible and make sure it's being used for the right things. So a little hard to do when you try to sell your products as cheap as possible, but that there's different degrees of it. A lot when you have limited access to these HVAC people and they're all charging you out the ass and they're scamming you for parts and they're not even really fixing stuff. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. It's not good. So we'll see how the next few weeks goes. The only thing to really focus on now is let this guy spray foam this. Hopefully when we turn those freezer units back on, we're at a really good temperature, and we can kind of skate by for a few weeks before we get this new unit installed. So it is now Saturday. The first part of this video was filmed on Wednesday. So we got everything out of here, put it all on the reefers. It was like these smoke alarms. I paid this guy just to change them. Oh, but we have a scissor lift, so I should actually use it to change the smoke alarms real quick, because this guy was using the scissor lift to spray foam. So he came Thursday, cleaned everything. Yesterday, Friday, he did all the spray foam. So as you guys can see, we got 2 inches of foam all in the freezer. It actually looks like cleaner and newer now too. So we just gotta let the foam cure for Saturday. I might let it cure all day Sunday too, because we can't turn the freezer on tonight because it might compromise the foam. So we could turn the freezer on Sunday morning, but even if we turn the freezer on Sunday morning, it's not gonna be a temperature until Monday, so we can't do anything until Monday. Therefore, I might just wait until Sunday night to turn the freezer on, give the foam a full 48 hours to cure. This was like $13,600 to spray.
Where does Frank get all his money that he wasted on botched surgeries and failing businesses?
Apparently, he took out a bank loan for his cosmetic surgery, but I don't know where he's getting the money for all this other shit. It really doesn't make any sense. I don't know why or how he could take out a $30,000 loan for cosmetic surgery. It's really fucking weird. So I have no idea, dude. Nothing adds up. Thanks for the donation though, Kratos.
Spray foam this whole freezer, which is like, this guy gave me half the price of any other company. Otherwise, I would not have done it. So now, when we turn these freezer units back on, even though they're broken and old, we should be safe at good temperature to operate until we get the new unit installed, which thankfully the insurance did cover. Take another quick look inside for you guys. So we got ceiling, walls, everything completely spray foamed with 2 inches of foam. So the freezer panels are 40 years old. This was kind of the best use of the funds. I'm not sure the best use of funds from a return perspective. So those panels are so old and the freezer is so large that we kind of need to spray foam it. Now, if we're talking about like the refrigerator, which is a little smaller, which doesn't have to be as cold, then it's probably not worth spending the $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 to spray foam it. But this freezer will have a very quick return. We got everything out here. I'm gonna have my guys, we're gonna pressure wash everything, clean it all down before we put it back in. And even though we cleaned the freezer before we moved in, I'm gonna make sure to keep it really, really, really clean now and get in there with vacuums and stuff, make sure everything's good. So I have the warehouse door open here. We gotta air it out. Dude, yesterday, these spray foam chemicals, even though I wasn't in the room, they were kind of like dissipating throughout the building. Dude, I was so out of it. Like, I came in feeling pretty good yesterday, and after just inhaling that stuff for like the residual fumes for like an hour or two, I was just so out of it. It's pretty dangerous, it's pretty toxic, so we're trying to air out the building as much as possible today, and then turn the freezer back on. We should be good. So we got that one reefer still out here. I've been paying my guys because they live up the street, to come down and check the reefer temperature every few hours. Yeah, so this one's at -2 degrees, so that's good. And then we got this other reefer. I bought all new pallets. These were $5 each, which is actually kind of cheap. Like, they're new, they're clean, they're pretty clean. They're pretty good condition pallets compared to a lot of the pallets we get in. So I wanted to just put like all new pallets on the.
Frank using a scissor lift sounds scary. Has he ever discussed inventory control?
I don't think he ever has, but thanks for that donation, James.
For that freezer, so they're nice and clean, and we're not just using like random old broken pallets. So that was only $150. It's not that big of a deal. Reefer's got plenty of fuel in it. This one is at -1. So we just have to open up. I'm gonna just hop on this forklift, get those pallets on the dock, and I got a few other things to do today. So that's gonna be it for this kind of freezer update vlog video. The reason I wanted to make this was to show you guys, hey, we're not gonna get the meat really back in the freezer until Monday, and it's 4th of July week. So I'm gonna try my best to get all the orders out to you guys as soon as possible. I think what we're gonna do is, hopefully the freezer is at temperature by Monday morning after we turn it on Sunday night. We'll put all the meat in the freezer real quick. It shouldn't take too long, maybe an hour or two. And then after we get the meat in the freezer, we'll get all the extra ice orders and the express orders ready that we should be able to ship out on Monday. So we should be able to get the express and extra ice orders out on Monday, and then we'll ship the remaining orders on Tuesday. And we should be seamless. We should be able to not have to delay the orders, because the worst case scenario would have kind of been like, we're gonna have to wait until next week to send you guys the rest of your orders that were placed. But I think we should be fine. So I don't know if we're gonna be filming I probably will film a meat vlog and show you guys the new stuff that came in this week, but it might not be until like Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. So yeah, and I said it in last week's vlog. Like, if you guys want stuff for 4th of July, last week was the week to order, because you're not gonna get it before 4th of July. You're not at this point. You guys gotta understand the holiday shipping and with what's going on with the freezer here. It's even if we didn't have any freezer issues, even if we send your order out on Monday, you still might not get it before 4th of July. So we can't guarantee stuff like that. That's why we set the order last week. But yeah, let me we'll have some batteries. Maybe I'll just call this guy and ask if maybe he's not. Maybe he said he was coming to get the scissor lift today, but maybe he's not. So maybe I can use it to change the smoke alarms tomorrow, or get my buddy to help me change the smoke alarms. So I don't like going up on this stuff, and I don't really know how it works. So freezer spray foam. Now we just have to order the new units from the refrigeration company, and then maybe the week or two after 4th of July, we'll get an entirely new freezer unit put in, and then we won't have to worry about anything else. So I'm gonna do a little work today, show my guys some stuff, but I'll see you guys for the vlog video.
All right, well, his business is failing. Good news.
I am an electrician that works in the HVAC industry. I bet Frank is a fucking nightmare of a customer. HVAC parts and labor are very expensive. I doubt they're scamming him like he says.
Yeah, probably not. Frank is kind of a stupid know-it-all, so, Thanks for the donation, though, Sanderbling.